What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A, my first one. I've actually never done one before, but first time for everything. Yeah, so I thought I'd ask you guys to ping over some questions for me on my social media, on my Instagram story at Cleo Collins. If you haven't already, head over, check it out. Just a bit more up to date, day by day stuff that I kind of get up to really. It'd be a nice change as well to kind of break up, because obviously we're still in COVID-19, so I can't drive cars anywhere. I don't really think you should be driving cars anywhere because it's not exactly essential travel. So obviously I've been doing a lot of maintenance work on my cars over the meantime, just to sort of break it up a bit. And yeah, and obviously this video here just sort of is something a bit different. I'm still very early in my YouTube stage yet, you know. I haven't been driving videos, which really sucks, because I was so ready and raring to go. All my cars were sorted. I had a few things lined up to go do some driving stuff, and then of course COVID-19 kind of came up the minute we got out of winter. So yeah, hugely sucked, but not much I can do. Everyone's in it together. Stay home, do your bits, just as long as you make the most of it. You know, like I said, I've been working on my cars. It's probably not a bad thing, so it's not been too terrible in that sense, but again, wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's just one of those things. Right, so let's get down to some questions. So I've got a few questions. Some of them are kind of personal. Some of them are just general information, get to know, that kind of thing. So I'm going to start off with, I've got quite a few actually. I'm not going to go, I think I'll be able to get through all of them, but I'll get through as many as I can. Some of them are kind of repeats as well. So let's have a look and see what we have got. Where can we start? Where do we start? So question number one, which was from Maverick: how did you get into cars? Good question. I guess normally a lot of the time people get influenced by like a family member. So I definitely had a bit of an influence from my dad when it came to cars. He loved his classic cars when we were growing up as kids. He took us to all like the car shows, like the classic car shows. We did Santa Pod with the drag racing. We did a lot of the Bewley down there, sort of around by the New Forests. He always had classic cars growing up as a kid. Mostly his VWs. He had like Volkswagens, camper vans, other kind of things like Beetles, obviously, that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I guess that's kind of like where my influence came from. I think now though, my influence has kind of shot a bit more since then. So when I was about 20, I obviously was earning a bit more money. I was able to go and buy a better car. So I went out and bought my Mini R56. And from then onwards, you know, I got onto the forums. So I got onto Mini Talk forum, Mini Foo forums, and I just like loved these forums. And you just sit there, I'd read through them for hours through these bloody forums. And yeah, and I kind of then just sort of get chatting with the guys, and ended up doing my first track day with them. And yeah, I guess it just kind of blew up from there really. So yeah, I guess a bit influenced from my dad as a kid, and then when I was 20, sort of doing the whole forum stuff and meeting with other people and the sort of the car scene and that side of things, it definitely kind of gave me the buzz for it and kind of got me to where I am now, you know. And I'm still early days yet. I've still got so much more to learn, but that's, you know, the whole point of doing all of this is just to learn more, and because I just bloody love it as well, to be fair. So yeah, so that's kind of how I got into cars, was from my dad, and then sort of when I got my car and sort of started doing a bit more to it myself. Question number 2, what's the next video? Yeah, okay, so obviously we're still in lockdown period. Not a great deal that I can do. I don't believe you should be going out reviewing cars because, well, you shouldn't be driving. It's not essential travel. So yeah, I can't exactly go and do any car reviews, any track days, any drifting, anything incredibly exciting at the moment. Just kind of having to make do. So yeah, I'm just kind of like tinkering around my car at the minute, to be honest, with this, the Land Rover. I've still got some stuff to do on the daily. Just some bits on that. So just a few little bits and bobs really, until we're actually able to go out and go do some stuff. So yeah, you're probably thinking, bloody hell, she's not another spanner video. Please get rid of them. Don't worry, me and you both. Me and you both. Next mod, right, that's from Jay Butler, R53. So I assume we're talking about the Mini, which I'm currently sat in at the moment. Next modification. I've done a few bits actually at the moment. Got a new steering wheel. Did my ATI pulley 2 weeks ago, and then yeah, next mod, to be honest, I want a diff next. I want a diff and I want a facelift gearbox put in on this. It's definitely something I've needed to do for a long time, and it's obviously going to change the overall drive of the car. So that's going to be my next thing, is probably diff, get an LSD, maybe a Quaife gripper, not entirely sure yet, or even a wave track. They're pretty good. That'd be next. R53 Lou, what would you say has been your best modification overall? I'm gonna bang that into like a couple of questions, to be fair. Again, I assume you're talking about the Mini because it's, your name's R53. So for me, I would probably say, I know it's probably a bit of a cop-out answer in some sense, but for me it's probably actually going to be the actual Corbeau Pro Series seats, along with the harnesses, and of course you need the cage to attach it all. They're probably going to be my main actual upgrades in one, purely because when I first got this car, I had Corbeau Club Sports and the bolsters were really, really low on them. So when I was turning into an Apex, I kept losing balance, I kept falling out my seat. I had a normal seat belt as well. So I just kept faffing around with trying to, you know, keep balance within the car whilst you're trying to, you know, and it's quite a predictable car as well. So the car's turning and I'm just not bloody with it. So I'd definitely say it has to be the whole combination of actually being stuck in my seat and just being able to be a little bit more predictable with the car. So they're going to kind of be my main things. Next question. If I married you, would you refurbish my Mark II if I promised to make tea and do the dishes? Well, I mean, it totally depends on what Mark II it is. We're talking like a Ford, a Golf, what is it? Secondly, yeah, absolutely. Not to say that I don't like doing housework. I'm quite good in that sense, but yeah, I don't think yeah, I'd rather be doing cars than doing housework, to be fair. And you know, you don't have to do the dishes. I mean, we don't have to use a human dishwasher. We can just buy a dishwasher. It would probably be a little bit easier. So yeah, sure, I'm up for that. Let's do it. Although I'm not very keen on marriage, I have to say that doesn't really interest me very much, to be honest. How old are you? Oh, isn't that the $1 million question? You know, you should never ask a woman how old she is, but do ask her how much she weighs, and she will absolutely not love you forever. For anyone who wants to know, I'm 26. I turned 26 beginning of the year. I'm getting old. It's as simple as. What else have we got? What's replacing the Mini and when can I buy it? Well, Alex, all I'm going to say is anything's for sale for the right price. Doesn't take much. So, yeah. Just making you aware. But yeah, to be fair, actually a few of them have asked what would you get next. I do really want a rear wheel drive. Definitely want a rear wheel drive car next. People who know me, I know I'm going to say I love a Porsche. I really want them. I love the brand. Some people will be like, oh, Porsche's own clubs are a bit whatever, a bit particular. Not overly fussed. My only gripe though is that the car would be used predominantly really for track days. It wouldn't be a garage queen. So I don't think I'd go, as much as I'd love to get a 996 or 997s or Carrera 4S and stuff like that. It's just going to be used for track days. And I don't want to buy such a nice car to do that kind of work with. Sort of that nature of driving with. So, you know, because I'm probably going to put it in a tyre wall, let's face it. So I'll probably go for like a Cayman, or if not, I haven't driven one yet, but I'd really like to get into a BMW E46 M3. Would really like to have one of those as well, but I haven't driven one yet. So I think that's kind of be the deal breaker between the two of those. So a Cayman or an E46 M3. To replace the Mini. Ben Shields, have you ever been to Croft Circuit? If not, it's awesome, you need to visit. No, I've not been to Croft Circuit. There's quite a few circuits that I haven't done that are up north. I'm in London. I drive my car to and from the track. That's due to change this year. So I'm going to go do my trailer license. Been meaning to do it for ages, and obviously I've got the Defender to tow it, so I'm already set up. I just need to get a trailer and do my actual license. Yeah, so that is definitely on the cards for me to go do some northern tracks. I've heard Alton Park's wicked. I've heard Cadwell's great as well, and did you say Croft, wasn't it? Yeah, Croft. So Croft is pretty good. So yeah, they're definitely on my to-do list. I just haven't got around to them yet. That was what I was planning to do and hit those tracks this year. I was actually meant to be doing Cadwell the week that lockdown was announced, so I was a bit gutted on that. But yeah, definitely going to be hitting those tracks for sure. What other ones have we got? Got quite a few of these, to be fair. What got you into track days in particular? Do you know what it is? I always kind of said, you know, I can't really see the point in putting loads of power into these cars and not really driving it. I mean, I like the thrill of it. I love just the thrill of potentially dying. I don't know what it is. I'm just a bit of adrenaline junkie. I love that kind of stuff. You know, I've jumped out of planes, I've hiked volcanoes on my own. I've just done stupid stuff, and I will carry on doing daft things. It's just one of those things. Yeah, so I just kind of like the thrill of, you know, being in the car and sort of driving at speed. Yeah, it's just more like the thrill of it. I just love it. I just love the thrill of it. I just, yeah, you know, and it's a lot of trial and errors, mistakes. It's expensive mistakes to be made as well, but I just love it. Like, I can't put a price on my happiness. I just thoroughly enjoy just the whole aspect of the track days. I just love it. I really do. It gives me an excuse to spend money on my car as well and upgrade, which is also another thing. Favourite things about an R53? There isn't really any other favourites apart from the fact that it has an amazing supercharger whine. I mean, I don't know anyone who doesn't just hear this go around and they're like, oh my God, is that supercharged? Like, it sounds amazing. Supercharger whine, straight up. The rest of it, the other stuff that you add on, it's cool, but supercharger whine is definitely the one. From I believe it's Mitch Ross, if I've got that right or wrong, do tell me. What's your day job? Always find it interesting to find out what people do as a day job. So I actually have 2 jobs this season. So my day job, I work in the property industry. It's pretty simple. I've done that for the last coming up to 7 years now. I've done it quite a while, getting old. Beginning of last year, I came back from traveling and I said, look, do you know what? I want to get out of the property industry this year. It's been a long time coming, and you know, I've found that I really enjoy the motorsport side of things and the sort of the automotive industry. So yeah, so I emailed about 15 to 20 teams sort of within where I live, and sort of within about a 2-hour drive as well, so that in my day job, which is like it's not Monday to Friday, but it's 5 days a week, so on my days off I could then drive 2 hours up to a racing unit, work the day, drive the 2 hours back, and then go back to work the next day. So I was literally doing some crazy hours last year. I was getting like 2 days off a month, maybe 1 at a push. I was just working non-stop. A lot of the teams didn't email me back, it's plain and simple. I followed a lot of them up with phone calls. They just, again, didn't have the facilities, they weren't interested, just straight and simple. It's one of those things. Yeah, and then one of the teams actually came back to me. That was Accelerate Motorsport. They gave me the opportunity. They asked me to come, you know, we went up there, had an interview, sort of ran through between what I was looking to do and sort of what they could offer, and yeah, do you know what, ever since it's just been kind of like the rest is history. So I did last year with them as a race, or assisting like a race 2 technician. You know, I absolutely worked my nuts off to sort of show that I can do, and I find it really interesting as well. And you know, I volunteered just because I wanted to learn it. So you know, at the end of the day, the experience is worth way more to me than the money ever would be. So yeah, so I just volunteered all last season. I did my race weekends, yeah, working up at the unit. I did all sorts on the cars, bodywork, mechanical stuff, all sorts of bits. You know, I'm sure people, if anyone's working in the motorsport industry, they know what goes on. Yeah, and then it was a massive achievement, because at the end of last season I actually got asked to come back and work for them again this year. Obviously we're in the Toker paddock, we're going to be supporting the British Touring Car Championship, so that was a huge achievement for me. To be told that, you know, I wasn't able to do it, or people weren't interested, or, you know, I couldn't get the opportunity to do it, and then to finally be given that opportunity and then be asked to come back. And then I also got asked by 2 other teams to go and work for them as well, which again is just absolutely nuts, because it's like, no way, like no one wanted me, and now it's like we've got like 3 teams going ahead. So massive achievement for me, I think, sort of to finish last year and then to start this year, sort of going in fully into the sort of the Toker paddock with the mini challenge cars. So yeah, I'm super chuffed on that. I'll try and obviously get some vlogs on that for you guys and some race weekends, or with the permission that we can do that. That's kind of my plan as well, but I need to double check all of that. So yeah, so that's kind of my day job. Yeah, so I work in the property industry, and also sort of working as a race 2 technician this year on the mini challenge cars. And then again, someone actually asked to follow that up, what would be your dream job? My dream job, like I said, I don't want to be in, I want to work in cars. You know, I'd love to have my own car garage, which would be brilliant. Someone also said here as well, do you want to build your own racing team? I would love to build my own racing team. That would be probably more like a 10-year kind of plan. I'd have to, you know, learn the industry. Obviously you have to get business partners on board. It's a huge you know, sort of thing to take on. But yeah, like I'd love to own a race team. That'd be amazing. Could you imagine? I mean, yeah, but obviously I want to graft it first, learn it all firsthand, and then who knows, 10 years time, could have my own racing team. That'd be pretty insane. I think incredibly optimistic as well, but don't have a dream, what are you even working for? from R56 Zuki B. Where did you get the name Cars and Bras from? Right, so me and my mum were just having a chat about this. She's always kind of like pushed me and sort of like encouraged me to go and do a YouTube channel. I put it off for a couple of years. I was like, no, like, who wants to watch me on camera? It's just plain and simple, like, why would anyone want to watch me on camera? I'm just a nobody. It's, you know, what's the point? And she was like, no, but you love it, you know, it's your passion, you know. She said, I think you do really well at it if, you know, if you keep at it. And I just thought, you know what, let's give it a go. So I said to her, right, I want to give the channel a name. I don't want it to be named after me. The channel's not all about me. You know, it's about the automotive industry. So I don't want it in my name. So we were just sitting in there, just sort of like sparring off different kind of names. And we were coming up with all sorts of stuff. And I will be fair, because I know she's going to watch this and she's going to say it if I don't say it. But she actually came up with Cars and Bras. And I remember her saying it. And we just kind of looked at each other and was like, that's the one. Cars and Bras. Like, that is the one. So yeah, so we ended up with calling it Cars and Bras. Kind of, you know me as a person, my personality definitely hasn't shown in these kind of like mechanical videos or any videos that you've seen so far, because I just haven't had the chance to do some fun stuff. And I'm quite an outgoing sort of fun person for sure. And yeah, Cars and Bras is a bit of me. Yeah, so that's kind of like when we came up with the name. Just me and my mum were just sort of messing around. She just threw the name out there and we were like, that's the one, Cars and Bras. That is a bit of me. And then, of course, where's the bras? I wear a bra in every single video. Like, I am the bra. I did always say, actually, I'd love to do a charity event. I will go do the NC Scotland 500 or drive to Germany and back in my bra. I will vlog the whole thing and I'll raise money for charity to do it. I've always said that's something that I'd like to do, or even get a racing suit with a bra actually printed on it, again, just for charity purposes, not for my actual gain. That's not what I'm here for. It's, you know, I do it for like breast cancer or something like that. So yeah, so that's something, you know, I will add a bra in maybe at some point, but not just yet. I want people to actually take me seriously, even though the name was a bit questionable. And I did question whether to use that name or not. It definitely wasn't a name that I kind of went like, you know, yeah, I'm definitely going to use it. I did think long and hard before I decided to go ahead with it, and I just thought, sod it, you know, it's not about the name, it's about the person who is here doing it all. That's the main thing. From Craig Rev, favourite JDM car? Do you know it would have to be the Honda NSX from the 1990s, for sure. What an incredible car. I actually saw one of those at Caffeine and Machine just before Christmas, and it was just clean and pristine. I mean, fair play to the bloke for actually pulling it out of the garage in winter. It was just such a clean looking car. So yeah, definitely a Honda NSX from the 1990s, 100%. Absolute wicked cars. From Darren 20, if the 1.6 supercharged engine gives up the ghost, have you thought about 1.8 turbo conversion? Yes, I have. Maybe not necessarily the 1.8 turbo conversion. I do have a friend who has done that to his Mini. It's a 1.8, and I have actually been meaning to get him on the channel, but he's got the car up for sale at the moment. And of course it's also COVID-19, so I can't go and see him anyway. But I have seen it. It has been done. His one's pushing 500 brake horsepower. If you guys want to know the details on it, hit me up. I'll give you the links on it. It is pushing 500 brake horsepower. It is a nuts little car. But yeah, my plan for the Mini was, if the bottom end ever went on it, I was always going to do a turbo conversion. It was kind of like a long life plan of just keeping this car and just going turbo and putting in, like, I don't know, I mean, you could push 470 out of these. You can push about 350 quite comfortably without forging the actual engine itself. They're quite sturdy engines. It's the Chrysler engine in this. So yeah, 100% would go turbo in this for sure. Definitely. And they're just such small little cars. It's just so much fun as well. Such a raw little thing. Just put a turbo, it'd be insane. Right, White Clear Cup. Love this guy. He's actually really cool dude. Would you rather do camping or a 5-star hotel? Now, as much as I love my camping, I do love my camping. I've done loads of camping in the years, especially with the Defender and stuff. And yeah, I camped in like the Peak District on my own last year because I just did for a couple of days. Yeah, do you know what it is? I'm not materialistic or anything. I'm really not. I'm pretty laid back. I'm just pretty down to earth. But if it was going to be anything, I mean, a 5-star hotel is nice though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can go camping anywhere at any time. I can't stay in like 5-star hotels all the time. I don't get that luxury. So I think for that one, I'm actually gonna just say 5-star hotel, to be fair, because I can literally camp at any time and I do a lot of it already. So I think I'd actually treat myself and say 5-star hotel, to be fair. If you had to live like a local abroad for a year, where would you go? I'd love to say America. I worked in America for a couple of months when I was a lot younger. When I was sort of 20, I moved out there, did a couple of months out there. It was a wicked experience, loved it. So I'd love to say America, but it's quite similar to where we are already. Otherwise, if not, I love the Greek islands as well. So probably go there. Love the Greek islands, love the Greek people, love the Greek food. Amazing food, a bit of a lamb kleftiko and oh, just beaches. Like I love a beach as well. I'd need a beach, definitely. So yeah, probably the Greek islands. Otherwise, if not, I'd say America, but it's quite similar in some sense to where we live now. Benjamin Birchie, do you think you resemble in any way a thick Michelle Rodriguez? Right, thick is spelled T-H-I-C-C for a start. So like thick. And Michelle Rodriguez is the chick that plays Letty in Fast and Furious. Do I resemble her? No, I don't see it. I really don't. Literally so many people have actually said that over the years, like you look a bit like Letty, and it's like from certain angles, maybe yes, maybe no. I'd have to lose a bit of weight, you know. I've got like 2 stone to lose still, so maybe, I don't know. She's a cool chick. I don't know, I don't really see it. Maybe at certain angles I do, but not really, no. I don't think I look like her. Thick, yes. Look like her, not so much. From Dan, which car would you like to drive? Oh, what would I like to drive? My problem is that there's such a massive variety of cars, so I'm going to put that into 2 kind of categories. If I could, I'd love to drive some form of Model A. It's been totally stripped out, hot rod, dirty V8 in it. That would be something I'd love to drive. If we're talking a little bit more exotic, probably a McLaren P1. Would love to drive one of those as well. So probably between the 2. If anyone's got one of those, let me know. I will definitely hit you up on that. Probably make my day, make my year, make my life. When you're doing a barbecue, Caroline, I'd love to do a barbecue, but we can't do any at the moment. But yeah, I did a barbecue like 4 days ago with the Defender again. I camped in my back garden because I thought it'd be fun, and it just killed a weekend for me. So yeah, when this is all over, definitely barbecue queen is back again. Right, let's see if I've got one more question to add to this. Like I said, a lot of them are sort of very similar. From Defender 110 Dora, what parts of Australia do you want to see most? So I'd wanted to do travelling a long time. I never really got a chance. It was a long-term relationship, so I didn't go. So when I came out of that, it was the first thing I did was go travelling. So I flew out. When did I go? Probably the end of 2018, and then I flew back sort of early last year. I did a couple of months. I flew to Australia. I went out there on my own. I just booked a visa, booked my flight, and just went. Best thing I ever could have did. Brilliant time. Met some wicked people all across the world, and it's definitely a bit of a confidence boost to go and do something like that on your own. So I actually flew out to, where did I start? I started in Sydney. Then I flew up to Cairns, and I literally just worked my way all the way down, did all the sort of the Gold Coasts, obviously Byron Bay, all of that. Worked my way down the East Coast to Melbourne. And then from Melbourne, I did want to go and do the West Coast, but I thought, because on the budget that I was on, and I still had a couple of other countries that I was going out to see, I didn't get around to going to do the West Coast. So that was something that I always said I'd like to go back and do again another time. So if I'm ever in Australia, it turns out there's quite a few people actually in Australia, especially on my social media, who live in Australia. So yeah, I definitely plan to go back there. I will be doing the West Coast, and if I end up flying to Sydney or wherever, we'll definitely have a meet up. That would be really cool to have a reunion somewhere across the other side of the world. So yeah, so I do definitely want to go back to Australia for sure. But yeah guys, I think I'm gonna probably leave the questions at there. I'm sure I will do another one again sort of relatively soon once this is all over, sort of the COVID-19 situation is all over. I hope you guys are genuinely really keeping well. Drop a few, you know, things in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have been getting up to also whilst you've sort of been in lockdown. And yeah, if there's anything you guys would like to see as well, like shoot me a message. I'm pretty open to anything, obviously a bit limited at the minute, but when this all gets rolling, you know, definitely going to do some driving videos. I just haven't had the chance yet. It was winter, I was working on my cars, and then of course this whole thing came about, so it's been set back again. So yeah, definitely going to do some driving videos. Thanks for you that have already subscribed in the meantime. I know it's been a bit sort of, God, she's picked up a spanner again, and not another bloody spanner video or Land Rover or mini video. You know, that there is other stuff coming. It was all in the pipeline, but it's all been set back until we can get back to it. So yeah, cheers for you guys that have already subscribed and sort of holding out for that. I do really appreciate it. But again, I'm gonna leave it at there. I'm gonna actually clear my mini out because it's a bit of a shed and it's nice weather, so I'm gonna make the most of this weekend whilst I still can. And I'll catch you guys super soon. So yeah, take care and look after yourselves.